what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and you're probably wondering why is this such an early upload. And for my channel, I don't think I've ever uploaded a video this early, like US time. Like if you're from Europe it may seem a bit later, but like I've never posted this early, and I'm probably gonna post 3 videos again today. I don't know why, something just came over me and I suddenly just want to sort of, I've got a burst of like energy of YouTube, and I properly want to like see different videos and see the reactions, etc. But I'm just intrigued. Do you guys think posting 3 videos is a bit too much, or do you reckon I should just stick to 2? Because I know 3 videos is quite a lot, and maybe I'll just do it certain days, and I'm not going to do it all the time. This may just be a little sort of like a bit of burst of energy. Maybe like a week or so I'll stick to doing 2 videos again. But for now, I don't know why. I want to see so many different videos and get the reactions out. But like again, if 3 videos is a bit too much, just say so. Or if you think 3 videos is good, just spread them out like throughout the day. Then that's a fair point as well. But this video is 8 more craziest NBA stat lines in the past 10 years. I did his last video on this, and it was insane. Some of the stats were crazy, and well, yeah, it was actually part 1. And yeah, it's an Austin Sweat video. I really enjoy his channel, and let's just get into it, man. I'm intrigued to see what new stats we can find, because I mean the last one has some like nuts things, but I'm intrigued how we can find 8 more like of those sort of level stats that were in the last video. So let's get into it. As I'm posting this, I think I'm going to be streaming a few hours after this video is posted. So if you are interested in that, click the link in the description, and hopefully I'll see you guys tonight on stream on Twitch. But let's get into this video and see some more like insane stats.
With the help of you guys in the comments of the last video, we came up with enough new craziest stat lines.
Okay, so the comments helped.
Okay. Part 2 video. And I'll admit, a few of these I completely forgot about, so shout out to everyone who commented on last video and made this one possible. Now let's get started with 8 more of the craziest NBA stat lines. Number 1, Rajon Rondo with 2 points, 25 assists, and 3
What? So this guy was fully just a provider in this game.
turnovers. This is without a doubt one of the most unusual stat lines.
That is really random.
History, and really shows the kind of player Rajon Rondo is and always has been. He's always been the kind of guy that doesn't score unless he has to, and instead would rather set his teammates up for success.
Fair
and that's
play.
exactly what
That's
he did here.
nuts.
I mean, he was really a great fit on the Pelicans, and it's a shame he left after only 1 season, because his role was always to direct traffic while he was on the court and get guys open looks. And it made his job extremely easy playing with AD and Cousins for half the season, which is how he was able to have a night like this. I mean, first off, he joined an exclusive list of 12 players to ever record 25 assists in a game, with most notably Jason Kidd, Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton, who did it 3 times, and the record holder was.
So he was in the last video, John Stockton, and actually, like some people were saying in the comments, he was actually a very, very good basketballer. I just wasn't familiar with who he was, so I genuinely appreciate you guys telling me that, because I didn't really know the context of that, so I appreciate you guys for that.
30 assists in a game in Scott Skiles. But Rondo's is definitely the most odd, because he had by far the least amount of points out of anyone in the 25 assist club, and doing so while only scoring once actually seems a lot harder if you think about it.
Yeah.
And as for his 3 turnovers, it's impressive, but everyone else that's had a similar game had a similar amount. Because if you have too much more than that, then you're not going to get enough possessions for the 25 assists. What Rondo does hold over the others, though, is the fact that he reached the 25 assist mark in the shortest amount of time in only 30 minutes.
Wow.
6 minutes faster than the next closest. And
so basically an assist every minute and like 20 seconds or so, right?
And Rajon was also the oldest player to ever achieve this at 31 years and 308 days old, with the next oldest being John Stockton, again, who did it at 28.
Oh, so it's the younger sort of players.
NIKOLA Jokic's perfect triple-double. In just his short NBA career, Jokic has come up with some of the most creative and impressive triple-doubles possible.
See, that stat line from the last one is kind of like something that I would expect from Jokic, but like the fact that
28. Number 2, NIKOLA Jokic's perfect triple-double. In just his short NBA career, Jokic has come up with some of the most creative and impressive triple-doubles possible. Last video we talked about how he holds the record for the fastest triple-double ever, but in this case, which also took place this year, NIKOLA may have recorded the most efficient one ever when he put up 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists on 11 for 11 shooting with 0 turnovers. The only thing that stops us from being completely perfect was that he missed one free throw. But there's only been 2 other triple-doubles on perfect shooting in league history, and both were done by Wilt Chamberlain over 50
He is a low-key,
years ago.
he's a
What sets
baller,
Jokic's
man.
apart though, and makes his game
Up
a
there
one
with
of
Wilt,
a kind,
man.
was the fact that he had no turnovers. I mean, there's no telling how many, if any, Wilt had for his games, because turnovers weren't recorded until the late 70s. So
fair.
on record, this game by NIKOLA JOKIC is a one of a kind. Number 3, Draymond's
Madness.
triple-double
That
without
guy's
points.
crazy.
It's hard to accomplish any first in today's NBA, but Draymond accomplished one when he put up the first triple-double without points, finishing a win against the Grizzlies with 4 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and the
Wow.
All-Star.
See, I always expect the stat when you see like stats like this from a game. I always expect points to be the highest. So when I see like that's the lowest, like with rebounds, assists, and steals, that kind of blows my mind. But that's crazy. Like, how often does this happen? This must be like a rare occurrence, like a very rare occurrence when the amount of points they've scored that game is less than like assists or rebounds or steals. But maybe it's not. Maybe I've just not seen enough into
10
it.
steals. And it makes sense how this game happened. Because, I mean, Draymond was turning into a decent scorer before KD joined the Warriors, but afterwards, he hasn't gotten the ball enough to score on a consistent
Okay, he's had to
basis.
sort of change
but
his
even
style,
till
yeah.
now, that hasn't stopped him from doing everything else he can while he's on the court to stay involved. And on this particular night, he really did everything he possibly could. Not only did he have the triple-double, but he also dominated with 5 blocks, putting him just 1 point away from having a 5-by-5 game. Now, first off, his 10 steals put him as one of only 15 players to ever do so in a game, and put him one off of tying the all-time record of 11 steals in a game shared by 2 other players. And then you gotta think that if he scored just a few more points, he would have recorded the first quadruple-double in 23 years.
Oh my
A feat
days.
we've only ever seen happen 3 times. And something that's never happened with
Jeez.
steals. And a game like this just goes to show how versatile this man really is, and that he's really capable of taking a game over. Over the past couple of years, he's gained the reputation of being overrated by a lot of fans, since his stats took huge hits ever since Durant joined the team. But looking at performances like these should really go to show that his game hasn't dropped off in any way, and it should show how valuable Draymond
Just changed his style,
really
man.
is.
I rate that.
Number 4,
He's had to
LeBron
adapt.
James is 35-17 with no turnovers. Last season for the Cavs, as we all know more often than not, LeBron was having to do everything for his team. And to get a win over the Toronto Raptors, this was the kind of game he had to have. Not only did he create his own shots and opportunities, but he made sure he did the same for his teammates and set them up. And he did that perfectly.
That's a dominant
with perfect
performance.
passes and without ever giving up a possession to the other team. With his
Jeez.
35, 17, and
Just
0
efficient,
turnovers,
man.
he became the only player to ever have a game with this many points and assists without a turnover. And the only non-guard in league history without a turnover and 17 or more assists.
That's
And not even to mention
mental.
he had 7 rebounds to go with this record-setting night. We all know how great LeBron's overall game has been, and the fact that his passing ability has always played a huge part in what drew him comparisons to Magic Johnson and set him apart from most other NBA greats. And this game doesn't go down as one of LeBron's top 10, and it doesn't go down as an all-time great, meaningful game or anything like
He's
that. But from a
fucking
clear
huge.
stat line perspective, it's one of the most productive and efficient we've seen, so it definitely deserved a mention.
What I find intriguing about that, so like he scored 35 points, he had 17 assists, but to like not give up possession one time, like that's like he must have been on fire that game. Like he must have been in some sort of mindset where he's just like, I'm not getting tackled, man. No one's getting near me. And to get 17 assists, how rare is that? Because I don't really see that in stat lines when I see like videos like this. But how often would someone get like, let's say, how often would someone get like 15 plus assists in a game from a season? Like, is there like a sort of stat that you can see it on that? Because I would be intrigued to see that. But then 35 points as well and 7 rebounds, bro. That's an unplayable game.
Number 5, Rondo's 18, 17, and 20. We looked at Russell Westbrook's recent double-triple-double game last
That's a
video,
nuts
so
one,
this
man.
one might not seem as impressive as that, but it's still a crazy stat line. And you also have to look at when this game took place, because Rondo had the 18 points, 17 rebounds, and 20 assists triple-double in 2012, when there was only 42 total triple-doubles recorded in
Oh,
the
wow.
NBA that season.
So back before
And
like
where he led the league was 6. Compared to this season, where there was a total of 127 triple doubles, and
God,
Russell
yeah,
Westbrook.
the game's like basketball, like the sort of style of it, like the style of playing basketball, like the amount of like baskets scored, etc. Like the score lines are just going like they just keep going up. Like some of these stats are going crazy right now.
Led the league with
And I asked that, and people saying it's to do with like people focusing more on attack. In the comments, they said this. people or teams are now focusing more on attack and less on defense, which I can see that.
34
but
of them. I mean, all the extra triple doubles definitely has to do with the size and how diverse players are today, but also by how much the game's changed. So based on the fact that this game for Rajon Rondo took place in 2012, really makes his stat line just as crazy. I mean, especially considering the fact that Rajon got 17 rebounds as a 6'1" point guard. Part of what made it possible was the fact that he's always been a smart player with huge hands that knows where to position himself under the rim. And while 20 assists are always rare, I'm sure it was a little easier for Rondo since he still had Boston's big three to dish the ball out to. This game at the time put him as the third player to ever have 17 and 20 in a game, and the fifth to ever have 17 in all three categories. I'm sure those lists are a lot less exclusive now thanks to how much the game has changed, but it's still impressive.
Context is important.
Number 6, Chris Paul's 2020 game. 20 points and 20 assists is great, and will most likely be the game of the night whenever it takes place. But what puts this game into a historic perspective for CP3 is the fact that he did it without turning over the ball, and it took place for him back in his last year on the Clippers. Now the efficiency and precision it takes to make 20 passes to teammates leading to field goals without a mistake
That's a very good point, actually.
Which is why Chris was the first guy to do it in 32 years. And surprisingly, he did this without Blake Griffin on the floor that night, which did put the ball in his hands more and required him to run the offense and create opportunities for his teammates. And he did just that. He stepped up and couldn't have led the way better that night. But even then, he didn't take all the credit because he still thanked DeAndre Jordan for successfully finishing alley-oops and Maurice Spates and JJ Redick.
Anyway, so when you've got 20 assists, there's always going to be a team performance, right? But still, to get that level of assists is absolutely nuts.
Shots when they had to. Now, while this game was as great as it was, it helps just a small amount that they were playing the Pelicans, who were without Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday, and Etuan Moore. Which basically left them with, But either way, whatever the circumstances were, this game still went down in the record books. Number 7, Jusuf Nurkic is 5x5. 5x5 games don't ever happen very often, but we have seen a few in the past few years. NIKOLA, Draymond
Green, I get it. 5, each stat he had over 5.
Anthony Davis have all accomplished this in recent memory. None of theirs were nearly as impressive as Nurkic's because he went above and beyond with 24 points, 23 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 blocks, and 5 steals.
Overall performance, man.
The only player in NBA history to ever record a 5x5 with 20 points and 20 rebounds. Hakeem Olajuwon's the only player that's ever come close to recording a game like this, and he came close quite a few times. But Nurkic was the only one ever able to do it. And it says a lot about him. He's been playing great for the Blazers ever since he got there, and he's clearly improving a lot every year. I used to not be too high on him and his potential, but it's clear that while only being 24 years old right now, he could definitely be a future All-Star one day. And finally, number 8. James Harden's 27 points with 2 field goals made. This is the most James Harden game out there. It took place back in 2013 and is easily one of the craziest and weirdest stat lines in NBA history. For the game, James finished 2 for 9, which on paper would look like one of the worst performances of his career. A superstar player finishing a game with only 2 made shots. But then you look over and find out that he still put up 27 points. And these two things don't look like they came from the same game. But then you factor in the fact that the man went 22 for 25 from the free throw line that night. And to be honest, this was one of the most annoying games to watch because he really didn't deserve nearly that many free throws. He got all of them from drives to the basket, and while some were actual fouls, most came from him hooking his arm under the other player to make it look like it was their fault.
He's been smart.
And getting the call for it, or just flat out flopping. And I'll admit he's not as guilty of this today as he used to be, but he definitely still flops and draws fouls that he shouldn't get, which is why he gets a lot of hate from certain fans still to this day. But I mean, for this game, however he got the free throws, his ability to get them definitely makes this one of the strangest stat lines of all time. And surprisingly, it's not the only time a game like this has happened, because Charles Barkley scored 26 points on 2 made field goals back in 1995 too.
How is that even possible? That's so... I love how random these stat lines are, man.
That's gonna wrap up the video. I didn't realize it until after part 1 was out, but a part 2 was definitely needed.
I think there's another records video. If you want to see that in future, again, I won't do it straight after. I'll probably do it after like a week or so. But if you're interested in that, let me know, man. Because this sort of stuff is just... It's fun. It's a bit unique to the other sort of videos. But I do find it interesting just seeing these random things in the sport. Like 2 field goals scored, and like to manage to still he managed to still get 27 points. the fact that it's even a thing. I mean, fair play. He's obviously like smart in getting fouls, etc., which some people frown upon, and it is something that I can agree with being frowned upon. But like, to also be able to draw those fouls is kind of a smart thing to do. Like in sports, man, it's all win. Like you're going out all to win. It doesn't matter how you do it. Like unless it's proper cheating, I guess. But still, I can rate why he did that. But yo, this video is class, man. Another Austin Swat. I'm really liking this guy's channel for real. Crazy stat line is 0 views, 50 likes. Wait, what? I'm sorry. I'm guessing that's just like how YouTube messes up when you first upload. Oh, it's just people commenting and that sort of stuff. But actually, I'm not going to look at the comments because there might be some more stats that will be in the next video. But yo, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, man. Remember, I've got my Twitch if you're interested in that. Again, that's not for everyone, I know that. And I know I've said it a lot. I am sorry for that, but just want to get it out there, you know what I mean? But yo, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And yo, until next time, like, subscribe, peace.